Hey everybody, welcome to the Atlanta Dreamin' Pod. This is Joshua, ENFP Hoops, joined as always by AmbeeWrites, Amber, and
What's up?
yeah, as always, a lot to discuss. We're going to talk about how the Dream can get back on track after losing two straight to the Sun. We're going to go over who teams have as their big three and who we think they should be, and then as always, our updated power rankings and everything. So, yeah. So how are you feeling about the Dream? Let's just start in general and everything. We had a 7-game winning streak, and then we played a really tough Sun team. How are you feeling?
I know that we can get back on track
Definitely.
if we do the things that we're supposed to do, like pass the ball and make sure it doesn't stick. But other than that, I'm not like super down like I was earlier in the season. Like I really do.
Oh
feel
no, it's not
confident.
nearly at that level.
Yeah,
I
it's not.
completely
It's not
agree.
that bad. It's like literally we have so much time to like get our bearings under. Like we'll be fine. We'll
I
be
agree.
fine. But I just need us to like actually move the ball because we had only 7 assists in the last game, and that's unacceptable.
It was only the 6th time in WNBA history, and I mean in Atlanta Dream history, and then it was like the first time since 2017. So it's not great with how good we were playing in that winning streak. Like we at one point we had, I believe we had a franchise high at one point. Just it's really
like
difficult
not too
going
long
from
ago.
what we did. So yeah, and part of that is just decisions we made during the Sun game, and I don't. Yeah, we're gonna talk about some of those right now, actually. So we'll start with the first game, where there were 3 things that irked me. One, the coach's decision on Cheyenne Parker, which we still don't know about, where she did not get the start when she was in the All-Star game. So there was that. Then the third quarter when we were not able to find the hot shooter and hide him in, where we made her look like an all-star and she was a snub. And then still in that third quarter, we didn't use any timeouts during that whole time when they went on a big run and stuff. I love to keep breathing after.
I mean, it keeps me from cursing.
Because especially that first game, it was completely winnable. I know if we had done things differently, we don't lose that game. Like the first half, we had rhythm despite the Cheyenne decision. We still had some good rhythm. Like we got it close to at halftime. Like the Sun went on a run, but we answered back. But yeah, that run doesn't happen if we had Cheyenne in there. Like we have the front, like both teams, like that we played recently, Minnesota and Connecticut. We have and oh yeah, I forgot. Cheyenne didn't start the first Minnesota game. We got to talk about that. That's the first one of the week was the Minnesota game. So that one started off really good, and then yeah. So, and sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it just feels like coach is just doing stuff right now. Because I don't understand why. Like, you don't want to question too much because you never know what could be happening. You never know. But for you to bench your all-star and then not give a reason is kind of weird. Like, it's just like the decisions that she's made earlier in the year with other certain players is just like, so we're not getting an explanation because you don't want to explain yourself. But then you do something like this and it's like, well, what's tea? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what the whole benching was about. Because she started the next game, like she
was out the first 2 games. Yeah, like if she had missed the third one, I'm going to be like, oh no, there's a lot of different directions you can go. But when she started, I'm leaning more towards what some Dream fans were saying, and it was like she said it wasn't disciplinary. So, but it sure seems like it was that way. Like,
yeah,
how else are we supposed to take that as Dream fans and everything? Like,
exactly. And why would you get one of your best players out of rhythm? Like, that's like she came off of a pretty damn good All-Star. Like, she had quite a few points in that game. So you coming off of that, you coming back home,
and you're not too tired from an All-Star. I can understand, like, maybe the first game, like, hey, coach, I'm a little tired, and then I realized and stuff, I partied too much with Ryan Leash, and mostly it was Asia's fault. Like, you
shoot, Asia said she had a curfew, baby. She was like, I don't know what they were doing, but curfew. I was in the crib.
But anyway,
like, yeah,
it was clearly not like, I don't know. And I hate to say it, but like, and Tajik, we're literally talking about other things right now, so whatever.
So don't worry about it. We'll get to Ari when we get there.
But yeah, it makes no sense what we were doing with Parker. Like, I cannot wrap my head around.
I don't understand it either. It's really just it's baffling. Because like you're on a winning streak and you choose to like make a lineup change when you didn't need to make one. At least from what we know. You didn't need to make a lineup change unless it was disciplinary, which you're saying.
But she said it wasn't. So
exactly.
What was it?
So what was it?
And the only, like, I forgot who brought this up. Sorry, I forgot whoever brought this up on the TL. But they said, is it similar to 2021 when we found out later it was pregnancy again? Like, no way to disprove or prove that and everything. But it sure seems different than that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, I'm not, like, you could tell there was a difference. Playing. Yeah. And she came back to starting. So I don't think it's that, but obviously we don't know. Again, like you said, we don't know the situation. We do not know. Mm-hmm. But it's not like it just, yeah.
It's wild. It's wild. And it's a mess. I don't understand.
Yeah. So I guess we're going to see her starting again and everything, and hopefully.
I hope so.
But again, it's too, like, Cheyenne was not in sync those first two games, obviously, because all season long she was literally the starter.
Exactly.
And then, like, coming off to the bench, it takes out, like, it messes up your whole rhythm. Like, when you're literally starting, it's understandable, like, when you start and go to the bench, like, you know, it's hard at first, but then you get into a rhythm and everything, like, especially what our front court players have had to experience outside of Cheyenne. But when you've literally been, like, you set the tone from the beginning of the game, she also, like, I looked this up for our Big Three chat we're going to be having in just a second. Cheyenne Parker leads our team in usage. So that means, like, she is the most involved player right now in our offense this season. Like, she gets the most touches. Like,
exactly. And she's been cashing in on it, too.
She has. Like, she was in the All-Star game. But, like, that's all you need to know. Like, so
I don't understand.
I don't get it. And like she had a good vibe, like when she came back, like because she was in the presser, like. But I just don't get it though, and I know we're probably not going to find out about it, but
and if it's an internal thing, it's an internal thing. But that's what we as fans do. We speculate and we wonder. We ain't got no sources, so. I'm not trying to start nothing, but I'm just saying. I'm just observing.
And then another thing, like, we're just going to go out of order and everything, but another thing was AD. Had a great first half in Minnesota. Didn't really play them in the second half. And then in the Sun game where we went on a clear cold spurt and we needed someone to score, both in the first half and the second half we had cold spurts. And we did not put them in, and I don't know why. When they played, like, that was their best game of the season, like, on both ends to me. Like, AD was playing at a high level, and they were feeling it. And then you can't play them, I think it was 3 minutes they played in that first Sun game, and then play them more and expect them to have like that same like confidence and swagger that they had from 2 games ago. Like if you had played them sooner, like
that's something else that really annoyed me because I'm like, AD played so well, and they need, you know, they need to get in a rhythm. You're taking them out of a rhythm. If you're like, I don't know if it was a matchup thing or what, but it just, I don't understand.
Yeah.
It has to be a matchup thing. It has to be. There's no other way. Like there's no reason. Like you got somebody that is out there like slinging them, like having a great game, having a great couple of games,
and then
nothing.
In our playback, like they asked, like, was it the return of Aerie that caused them to get less minutes? And no, like I looked at like the different lineups for that game, and like Aerie, I think literally played, if not all of it, at least most of it at the point guard position. Like it was mainly Ryan and Leash getting used to bits.
Of course.
And again, like we talked about this before, that's not sustainable. And again, when we have AD, it doesn't make sense that we'd have to drive them as much as we have when, So it was just
exactly.
That was frustrating.
You can't run them into the ground when they're supposed to be in mid-season form. You're not supposed to do that. You have to give them time to rest. If you don't, then we're muted?
We're muted? Hold on. Never had this.
I know, right? What's going on?
Yeah, I can hear. I went to YouTube and stuff, so we're good. Anyway,
okay.
Sorry for that delay. But yeah, I know we're gonna get back into it. Like you said, it's not the beginning of the season where we were worried about like it entirely falling off. Because like we've just done too much. Leash and Ryan are finding chemistry. But it's still hard when we could have literally been a half a game behind the Sun for third place if we have won both games and they get swept. It's difficult to swallow.
Because we were in those games. And then
both of them we have moments, and then going back to Heidemann too, that was really frustrating because
she did her big one, didn't she?
Like we, for the most part, shut down Tip. AT, she still put up her numbers where she came close to a triple-double and everything, but you expect that. Bonner, we mainly kept in check too. Like she had her moments, but the second game she was like 1 of 7 from 3. But Heidemann, especially that third quarter, because again we made that big run to make it a close game. We had all the momentum going in the first half, and then Heidemann scored 20 points on us, and that was obviously the difference in the game.
Obviously.
So
like you have to find the hot shooter. You have to. Like, once you hit 2 or 3, I almost stick to you like glue because, like, what are we doing? Y'all got to figure out a way to stop her. You got to make adjustments. Like, I know,
and like the next game, like, because she admitted multiple times she should have taken a timeout. And the next game we took one in the first quarter and everything. So that sort of adjustment was made. Like, we played AD, but it's just going to be interesting to see what we can do. And then moving on to the point guard position, we just need to make a decision. Like, we can't have the first Sun game. We did the 3-point guard system where no one was really able to go into a rhythm. And that was a mess. And then the second one, but like you said, the ball just stuck. We had 7 assists. And
total.
7 assists total. That's not in like a half. It was total. Ryan's literally gotten that in one game this season. Haley got 9 in one game this season. So, yeah. Obviously, we're not going to win a lot of games if we're like that and everything.
Yeah.
So
you can't win like that. The ball cannot stick. If the ball sticks, then you're being swarmed on defense. Like, that's how it works. Especially a team. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, a team like the Sun, come on now. You can't do that exactly. Against them. You have to move the ball.
And it's like last year. Like, there were times when the ball stuck and everything, and we still found ways to win and everything, but it was just shooters getting really hot. It's not sustainable. Like, as shown from last season, we didn't make the playoffs. Yeah. Again, it's not that doom and gloom this season with having Leash, but us reaching our full potential where we can play the likes of the Aces, Sun, and Liberty and think we have a legitimate shot to take a series, we got to play like we did in that 7-game winning streak. And I don't know. Like, again, Aerie brings, like, she's improved her passing this season. She's great at driving to the paint, great defender. But she is not at the same level as Ryan and Leash, where you immediately put her back in the lineup, which you mentioned first. Where, like, it's fine having her come off the bench and then getting into things, and then she, you know, is at a level where she's playing better at D-Rob or at the same level, she can start.
Yeah.
But I was not on board with that decision with how well D-Rob was playing. Like, we literally won. It was our second longest winning streak in Atlanta Dream history. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. She's 5'6". She's a smaller player. You don't want to put her at the 2. But she's a 2. Her playmaking is not where we need it to be in order to be the first option at point guard. It's not.
I agree. And we're not dismissing her future or anything. Like, it can get to that point. But right now, how D-Rob was playing, we had not had that in a while. Like, just in Dream history in general. Like, how D-Rob was distributing the ball, taking shots when, like, they were thinking she was going to pass and everything. Like, she was in rhythm. And I hate we just took her really immediately out.
Which it didn't make sense to me. It really didn't. And then not to mention, like, you can't get a rhythm with, like, I get you got to find time to get at least 2 of them in rhythm, but, like, pulling Haley in for, like, 2 minutes or whatever,
she was in a minute.
Is not going to work.
1 minute. Literally 1 minute. So,
just, like, if you're not going to play her, like, just commit to that you're not going to play her at this point and just let her develop more. She's showing spurts, but it's like she's not going to get enough time at all to get any type of rhythm. None of them will.
Exactly, Mr. K. And, like, I don't know, like, again, we thought we were playing at the highest level with D-Rob, but if you think we're going to reach the highest level with Aerie and it's important to establish that, commit to it. Like, don't have D-Rob start the second half and then Aerie's already on the sidelines going to check in at the next pause. Like, if you're going to commit to Aerie, commit to it. Like, if we have some spurts where she's trying to get in, like, into rhythm and everything, like I guess we'll suffer, like, her getting back into game rhythm and everything for a little bit, and then hopefully she's playing at the same high level. But you can't go with this back and forth thing.
Exactly.
And Haley playing at another position. It's not something we've done.
But, I mean, it's not like she can't do it. It's not like she can't do it. Because, like, honestly, I can see her playing 3-1. I feel like she could do that. But
no, I'm gonna say this in a calm way. There are multiple players on our roster that could have gotten more minutes with playing them at different positions, and we don't do it. Like, because Haley literally played 1 through 3 at Stanford and everything. She's got the size to be a 3. I understand the shot has, like, she is in a cold spurt right now. Like, there's no denying that.
Right now, because she can't
get
any rhythm, but that's just me.
but she still can rebound, like, just the size she has and everything. Like, I don't know. And then LA, who you brought up, she hasn't played this since the Seattle game. Like, literally 0 minutes. She is the only one to not play. Like, she's not even getting garbage time right now.
Which is crazy.
So
it's crazy. I don't get that. I don't get why that's the thing. Like, they both play well when they get in. If you can't find minutes, okay. But still, like, you can't find minutes for them, but you're also running down like 2 of your best 3 players
I
who
agree.
play at the wing position. So,
and it's inexcusable when we have AD,
mm-hmm.
and then, like, Aerie has a lot of experience at the 2. Like, I wouldn't mind a little bit of D-Rob Aerie stints to have Leash and Ryan get some rest.
That
Like,
makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it's just
have somebody else come out and handle the ball and let Aerie play. I agree with Aerie playing. I feel like she should, but like she doesn't need to be on. She doesn't have to bring the ball up the floor.
No,
let her play off the ball.
But again, if we're committed to that, which it does seem like that's what we are, we don't have to agree with it, but at least commit to it. And then the team gets used to that rhythm when we try to figure out, like, with Aerie's style of play, how to best win and everything. If that's what you think is going to give us the best chance, go with that fully. Like, yeah.
Make it happen.
That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say on that and everything. And Tuesday, I ain't playing. Amber, you better have your belt. We are playing the Phoenix Mercury.
Listen.
And they are without DT. We better blow them out. I better see us get back in shape, because we have the Liberty on Thursday, and you know how I feel about the Liberty. We are not going into that Liberty game off a close game with the Mercury. I want to feel full confidence. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
He said, "Don't play with him." Listen, they better not, because honestly, our belt is waiting, and also, this game should be just cardio. Like, I don't. Come on, y'all. Y'all see how they played. Let's just go ahead and take care of business. I'm not saying don't go in there and don't respect your opponent, because you should respect your opponent. Everybody should. Any given night, you can get beat, but think about this. Like, you want to lose to the Mercury, who only have 6 wins?
And that Sky game was ugly. that last game, like, come on.
Like, come on, y'all. Take care of business, and we won't have to, yell.
We will be feeling much more rosy and peachy. Oh my gosh, Mr. K, we talked about that at the beginning. That was our first gripe. That was the first no. Don't play with us. Don't play with
us. Please. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. All right.
Yeah.
Got it out my system.
And then again, like, I'm sorry to go back to Heidemann again. Do not let someone go off. Like,
and this is especially not the 10 lady. Please don't. Please.
And then Al on, like, from her
lady,
hoop stats, brought up the 4 biggest games that the Liberty have had, like, with 3-point shooting, and it was 2 games against the Fever and 2 games against the Dream. And we can't have someone going off on us again. And the Mercury, like, the only people I can think of is, like, Shea Petty or Michaela Ninwere. Like, just don't.
Don't have us cussing, please. Don't make us cuss. Don't make me bring out my belt. This should be a easy game. So, y'all just do what y'all need to do, and we won't have no problems. Okay, friends?
Love you. And again, we have confidence. And Shug, like, really good passer. Like, I just want to say, I really like their passing.
Yeah.
Like, they showed that they deserve to be at minimum like an 8 rotational point guard where that gets put in. I really like their story and one of the few things I like watching about the Mercury this season.
Yes.
So,
shout out to Shug.
But it ain't happening against us.
We have to nip that in the bud. I'm so sorry, friends. We need a win.
And by the way, that game's tomorrow. We will be on playback, which we have all sorts of fun on there. So be sure to join us. Too much fun.
Pull up.
So
make
be
sure.
Good time.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get into our exercise, and shout out to Lakin for giving us this idea. So this is different than the 3-on-3 exercise that we did, because that was putting together like what team would mesh. This is who should be like the primary scorers on team, not necessarily who should be the 3 on a team together, but who should be the priority within a starting lineup to get the ball. And these 3 players should be getting the ball on each possession, one of them. So
exactly. Who should be the?
You want to go in alphabetical order?
I mean, we can. That's fine.
Okay. We'll start with Atlanta, which pretty easy. I told you about Cheyenne. I was surprised that she had the highest usage on the team, 25.3%.
I actually was not when you said it, because it makes
sense. Ryan Howard leads us in field goal attempts, though. That was no surprise. And then Leisha's in.
And actually should. Yep.
So that one is a no-brainer. That's our 3. And
pretty damn easy.
For the most part, that's how we've been playing it all this season, too. Like, that's our primary 3. Do you agree?
Absolutely. Nothing to change there.
Not a lot to debate.
Nope.
Okay, I warned Amber ahead of time that I was going to have rants against 2 teams. This is one of them on the next order. We have Chicago. So, we agree that their 3 that they're using are Ka, Mabry, and Williams. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's talk
I'm going to try to make this rant short. Did you hear the rumors that Jewel Lloyd potentially wants to return home?
I feel like that's been a given since like the off season. But yes, I have.
They traded their first-round picks. They are hoping that they can bring back Ka. Who plays point guard out of Mabry, Jewel, and Ka? Who are you going to put at point guard? Because the plan should have been to go with Court this season. Like we have, Court and Ka, and then Dana, exactly, getting more established this season. And then next year, when they want to take another step, they would have that first-round prospect, really high prospect to bring in. And then they would have Ka and Jewel and Dana. Izzy would be healthy. And then they would have Elena competing for minutes along with E. Will. And suddenly that looks like a decent roster.
Suddenly.
But that is not what the Sky are. And again, Mabry is a solid player. But if you were going to sign Court, E. Will at point, stop it. But if you were going to sign Court, which they did first, why make the Mabry trade? It makes no sense. Again, she's a good player, but she got a bigger package than Leash. And I will never, I'll never agree with that trade decision. Sense. So Mabry had a good game last game against the Mercury. She's had spurts, but that's paying her like she's going to be a potential 1-2 pop with Ka. And she's not on that level. She's a good supporting scorer. She's great to have on the roster. Her and Enrique had great chemistry. But, she was not the player, in my opinion, that the Sky needed. And I still stand behind that.
Yep, so, me too. Yeah. Me too. Because what the hell? I still am baffled by that decision. Just all the way around. Like, it's a crazy decision. But it's, play ball-headed games, and this is what you get.
Yeah.
It's messy. But who should be the third?
Oh yeah, versus the Storm. Yeah. And then yeah, no, I gave my 3. It should be, and I looked at usage like some of these teams, I didn't jot them down the usage for all of them. But Mabry, so Kyle's at 27.8%, career high, absolutely should be carrying like the person getting that much touches on the team. But right behind is Mabry at 24.2%, and then Courtney Williams is all the way down at 18%. Who has played the better season this year between Court and Mabry?
Obviously, Court.
Yeah.
I feel like that should be a no-brainer.
So,
but each his own. But yeah, Dana should definitely be a part. Like her usage should be way higher than it is, because I have no idea why they have just committed to running a point guard like less like starting 5. I don't understand.
And one thing I will say about the Dream, again, even though I don't agree with the decision, they're giving their draft prospect, like, they believe that they're the future, and they're giving them an opportunity to try to show that they're a starter. They're being thrown into that opportunity. Dana is not getting that. Like, there's still times where she's in single-digit minutes sometimes this season. Like,
and that's crazy.
Especially what she did overseas, like, she was incredible. Like,
man, she was dropping like 35,
exactly,
28, like all types of crazy scoring numbers, and then still getting the assists. Like, I don't understand.
She was. So
I'm still pissed. I'm so mad. I'm still
so this will be similar to like the Liberty. I had to put the 3 they do, like, because they're on the roster. It's Kyle, Mabry, Williams. Like, there's no other way they're going to use those 3 because of how they constructed the roster.
Yeah.
So, but I had to go on that rant. So, but yeah, I knew we were going to be on the same page there and everything, but I still had to bring it up.
Yep, I feel it.
And by the way, really quick before we move on, Dana has more usage than Court, which shows how much the players trust her. When she's in, she's given the ball and everything. Like, yeah.
Because they know what they got. The players know what they got. Does the coaching staff, does the GM, but, you know, that was all the same person at one point in the season. But we won't talk about him.
And it's way too early to judge the other coach or anything, but yeah.
I guess.
And yeah, I don't know what happens with Dana, and I'm honestly leaning towards she should be traded. With how their roster's constructed, like, get someone for her. If you're not going to use her, with what she's done overseas and like the playing time she's gotten, there's enough of a sample size there that you could get something back. So I'm just saying that's something we might see over the offseason, and Sky fans are going to be PO'd if it happens.
Yes. Incredibly pissed. But, you know.
Yep.
All right.
We'll move on to Connecticut. I think this is pretty straightforward, too. You can start this time.
Do I have to?
No.
I mean, I feel like, you know, the big 3 that they have right now is AT, BB, and Tip. But who should be, I feel like Beck Allen has shown her what she can do.
Dang.
I'm going to go crazy. I might be, you know, jumping out the window with that one, but I feel like Beck Allen is a big, huge piece that they should use more. That's just me. Okay. But you know how I feel about Beck, so.
I do. Yeah, she deserves to be in the starting lineup, absolutely. I think it's those 3. Honestly, like the Bonner, Thomas, Hayes, those should be the ones touching the ball most. And Thomas and Bonner are the highest, obviously, on that team and everything. They should be the focal points.
Yeah, it should be top 2. You're right, like it's really a big 2. But
yeah, right now it's a big 2. And we're going to be talking about this with other teams. Big 3s on other teams, just because they're using it right, does not make them a playoff team, because some of those players would not be in the big 3 on other teams. So some teams I'm agreeing with how they're doing it, but they wouldn't be good either with whatever decision they were going to come up with. So
boom.
But yeah, Hayes has the lowest usage since 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So I found that.
Ooh, damn.
So 19%, like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still waiting. Like, she's shown up in spurts, but if the Sun are going to make a run, and if they don't get a top 2 seed, they might not make it out of the first round if they get that 3 seed and have to play either the Wings, Dream, or Mystics. I don't know if they make it out of that. I honestly don't know if they make it out of that. Without Brianna Jones, unfortunately, like, their bench, they have been using that a lot better with Ty and Dejanay. But, yeah. I don't know. But as far as those 3, that they're the ones that are going to determine how well they do and everything.
Very true.
Like,
it was 2012.
Oh, we're talking about Tip?
Yeah, she was trying to figure out when she got drafted.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't her rookie season.
No, it wasn't her rookie season. That's wild.
Okay, well, let me make, one of my... This is not as outlandish as other things I've said. But Ryan and Leash are going to make it so we don't remember Angel and Tip as much. That's all I'm going to say. Because they are looking really
Shots
good.
Fired.
And we have not seen them in the playoffs yet. I'm just saying those 2 are, like, just the chemistry they have. I've watched some. I haven't watched nearly as much, obviously, as you, being a fan for so long. But the games we watch, Angel and Tip did not have the chemistry on defense and offense that we're seeing with Leash and Ryan. Like, both of them can literally get, like, 3 steals or 3 blocks in a game. Ryan got 4 blocks last game and 2 steals. Like,
honestly, if I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think they really liked each other that much either. So that could have contributed to it, but...
There is not that issue with Ryan and Leash.
We don't have that issue now. They clearly, they respect each other too much sometimes. It's like, well, no, you take the shot. No, you take the shot. But no, you have a better shot. No, go ahead. We've had that problem, which is a better problem to have than 2 of your big stars not liking each other that much. I just never have gotten that they got along well, but that's just me. Yeah.
Anyway, getting outside of that, Dallas.
Yes. I mean, I was about to say it's pretty damn clear.
So I have the top 3. Like, just looking at usage and field goal attempts, it's hands down Arike, Sabali, and Howard. But this is why I discussed with Amber maybe putting them in order, which we ditched. I understand. Just but one thing I want to say, this is similar to a conversation we had on Playback on who was the best player on a certain college team. Maybe the same situation as what's going on in Dallas.
Yep.
So, and again, I'm one of the few people that are in the Atlanta Dream and Playback room that like Arike. I still think Satu is, like, both of us were talking about how we want her to be healthy and getting a bigger role, and she had more to show than she's been able to, and she's been killing it. So the person that should be leading in touches and shot attempts is, I think Satu should be closer than it is right now. Arike's at 19.4 attempts. Sabali's at 13.8. So,
but she's incredibly efficient. That's why she's putting up the points.
And that's where I was going to go next, Mr. K and Lakin. The big, like, Natasha Howard's been playing well, but I still think McCowan on both ends is the person who's going to give you the most value and make the biggest impact. And I want to hear your opinion. Who's your big 3?
Absolutely, because that would be it. Like, because Big T, when she's used properly, can wreak havoc on the defense and on the opposite team's offense. Like, it's insane the impact that she has on the game if they use her properly. They don't always do it. We still working the kinks out, but it really has to do with with the guard play. But we're getting there. It's still not like where I would love to see it, but I mean, she's a big weapon. She's 6'7". Like, come on. Same thing with Kalani. Like, y'all have big weapons that y'all can use that are good on both ends. Like, come on.
And by the way,
exactly.
Hands down, right now, the coach of the year is Trammell. Hands down, to me.
I told everybody this. Y'all didn't.
You really did.
Me.
You called it before the season. I'm like, I don't know a lot about Trammell, but I'll give him a chance. You called it.
I called it because you really knew about it. Same thing with Slim. I called it. I'm just gonna give me my flowers. I want them now because Trammell is doing what I.
Oh, sorry, I don't have the flower in here anymore. But yeah, I would have given it to you.
Fine.
But
it's fine. We'll talk about it later. But like honestly,
you were absolutely right.
Trammell, because like she was the most respected coach on the Sparks roster. Like they loved her. They really did. And I was really, really frustrated that they didn't give her the nod when like she was right there. Like and she had previously interviewed for I think the Phoenix job last season.
Yeah, she was she was a finalist, yeah.
And I was like, well, shoot, if she's doing that and the players, she's obviously a players coach. She's like the defense in LA.
And timeout. I'm so glad she got this situation instead of Phoenix. Like, it's good it didn't happen.
Absolutely. Thank God.
But and we know our feelings towards Dallas, they're not exactly like our Pot's favorite team, but how they're playing right now, like the unselfish ball, like they are clicking right now. There's no denying everything.
But LA, you had a chance to do this. Why didn't you do it? You gave the job. First off, they gave the interim job to who. We won't speak on him because he's literally irrelevant in this conversation. They gave the job to him over her, which was really dirty. And then you didn't even consider her when it came to actually filling a position, which is crazy to me. Like, I just don't understand. But,
I do not remember it being brought up at all. But none of these it's really brought up. It just happens. But like with the Sky, and I'm sorry, I think I brought this up on last pod.
Mm-hmm.
Baldhead Jr. played a role in who took over for the Sky after he left, which is just Boulder Dash.
I hate it.
So anyway,
I hate it. Same thing with.
So you're 3.
Oh yeah, same thing with Baldhead Jr. as well. He did the same thing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, he did.
But
I don't know
so
why they
your
gave him that
3
much respect.
would be Satu, Arike, and McCowan, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. On the exact same page. I'm expecting to be on the same page for most of these. So.
Yeah, because we, every now and again I'll throw a little wrench at you, but
Second planned rant. Going into this, obviously we have rants that we're gonna have when emotions are just triggered.
Yes.
But the Fever had a starting lineup against the New York Liberty of Erica Wheeler, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hall, Victoria Vivians, and Boston is the only front court player against the New York Liberty when they have Jonquel Jones and Brianna Stewart. And you didn't expect to give up the most points that you did in the first quarter, and you expected Boston to be able to succeed in that environment and get the touches that she would need.
Let me go get my belt because honestly, Indiana needs the belt too. Because what the hell are y'all thinking? I don't understand. I don't understand. I would never understand. She is your best player. Yes, she's a rookie, but she is your best player. She is your franchise. Treat her like it.
And they went with that's the type of roster you do when you don't trust in your bigs and everything. To me, and they have Emma Cannon, who I was skeptical of before the season, but she's played well the last couple games. You traded for Amanda Zali B.
Mm-hmm.
Put one of them in and at least have someone that can be in the paint with Aaliyah because every time she got fed it, there were people there. Like, and there would be steals, or like when they tried looking for the pass, it wasn't there because what other threats were there in the paint? Like, that was, man.
Maddening. I don't like. It's like if y'all.
So Sides is not even in the top 3 for me even anymore.
Nope.
And so
she should have never been in the first place.
The culture problems with like multiple players saying things at different times and not clearing the room on that, talking about it, addressing it. And it shows up on the court.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to listen to usage and field goal attempts for Mitchell, Smith, and Boston.
I would love to hear this.
Okay, so field goal attempts. Mm-hmm. Mitchell 13.7 per game. Nalissa 13.3. Boston 9.6. Usage.
Mm-hmm.
Smith is 27.1.
Mm-hmm.
Which, going through this list so far, is only behind Ka. She was at 27.8. So that's the level they have Nalissa at right now. Ryan was at 24.3.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Mitchell. She has a career low 22.8, but that's still high. Mm-hmm. And then you have Boston at 18.9. So,
which is Dana level, and that is concerning.
Good memory.
That's concerning.
You literally beat me to my punch. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember what you said. It's at this point, if you're not gonna trust the trader, this is not even a hot take. This is a lukewarm take because like everybody feels, well, not everybody. I won't say that, but a lot of people.
How about everybody within? A lot of people in our circles agree with it. A lot of people we talk to and stuff agree with it.
Yes, because at this point, this is the thing with Smith and Mitchell in particular. Both of them play extremely selfish games. Both of them. They're always looking for their shot and their shot only. They're not really worried about anybody else getting their shots in the best possible positions. So if they have the highest usage on your team is going to be shit. That's just what it is. Your team is going to be shit because the ball's not moving. It's not moving to the right spots in the right time.
Yeah.
So just say you tanking. Just make it clear that you're tanking. Go ahead, pack somebody up for the year. Do whatever you have to do, but like stop playing in Aaliyah's face, please. Please stop doing that. It's so annoying because she's like every time she actually touches the ball, she's so efficient that it's like, so why didn't you give her the ball more if she's shooting like 90%? Why are you not feeding her the ball?
I agree. So
come on, y'all. Let's be for real. Let's be so for real.
So for me, like why I wanted to do order is on a team that's healthy, like, and I mean healthy as in working together, they're cohesive. I would have put Boston, Smith, Mitchell, and I would have been fine with those 3. Mitchell's the third option.
Yeah.
And your offense mainly goes into the paint with Aaliyah and Nalissa. Both of them get to eat because there's no way you're guarding both at the same time. That was my plan before the season. And unfortunately has not clicked. So
nope. Somebody gotta go.
And that's what's tough about this question.
Several players.
Because you can take it multiple directions on who should be the big 3. Like, should you say that someone should be traded and someone go in? Like, so I'm curious, who did you pick for your big 3 for the Indiana Fever?
Honestly, if I'm gonna commit to being young, I would go with AB, Nalissa, and Lexi Hall.
Okay.
I'll commit to the youth. And honestly, you could throw Grace Berger in there too, if you really want to be honest, because I mean she's played extremely well. But there needs to be so many moves made in order for them to like really commit to a rebuild, they need to get rid of somebody, one of their guards in particular.
And Kelsey has not been happy. Like you could just see it in the body language. This isn't even a hot take.
It's not.
I think she, again, trades normally don't happen, unfortunately, within the W season, cap constraints and everything. But I think they find a way to do it, and Kelsey Mitchell gets moved. So,
and I'm not mad at that. But the thing she got to realize is that she's probably the third or fourth option on a good team, and she needs to commit to that and just let that be.
Yeah,
she's a good player. She can be a great player, but she's not committed to winning. She never won anything. Same thing with Eric Wheeler. They've not won anything. Their body language is not right.
With Wheeler, I really like her as a person and glad she got this contract for herself. But for the team, it was not the right decision to give 2 years guaranteed when you draft at Grace. Like, and she's been playing well, like the Lakin you brought up earlier. Like, yeah. I like how she's playing, and she plays far too little at times, and yeah.
Yep.
Like you said, if you're going to commit to a rebuild, you need to start moving these pieces, and the younger players try to figure it out together and everything.
Yeah.
Because it's a hierarchy thing again, and it goes around like it revolves around Kelsey and Alyssa for the most part that are going to get the most touches and determine the game. And sometimes you can win with that, but
sometimes if they get hot.
But we saw Alyssa and Kelsey last season. And we saw like you can win some games, you can stay close in some games. They stay close in a lot of games this season when, Boston had it, but
but they've gone away
how that's gone with touches. Like, they still stay competitive. I'm not saying they're not competitive when they're the main players, but are they going to take the steps necessarily to be a playoff team and everything? No.
Absolutely.
And again, I think Wheeler's trying, but how she plays, like we saw it in Atlanta too. She was not our favorite point guard. Like the content off the court, we loved it. We loved her chemistry with Ryan.
It was fun.
As far as like winning basketball games and everything, she is not the point guard. Like it's closer to what we got in D-Rob when we made that trade with the Fever and everything. So
yep.
You cannot have a roster with Wheeler, Mitchell, Smith. If you don't have a guard that shoots a lot, like Wheeler would honestly be fine if you need someone to take shots and everything. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's just what they need her to do is not like she doesn't fit on this team. To be honest, she doesn't fit on the team.
Anyway, we spent a lot of time on the Fever. Let's move on.
Yeah, we did. Let's do it. Let's get to it.
Aces.
Yes.
One thing I want to say about like title contenders, like people that can make a deep playoff run, it's when you can choose any of the 5 players in that starting lineup and make an argument.
Yeah.
And that's the Aces. You can name any of their 5 players, and I'm going to be like, okay. I see.
And only 2 players that have to be in that top 3.
I think you're going
to. And that has to be Asia and Jackie. Anybody else? Oh, you had somebody else, huh?
Asia, obviously. I agreed on that one.
Yeah, of course.
I had Chelsea Gray.
And that's my other option. That's for me. Like, honestly, yes. But I feel like Jackie also has to be in that top 3. I'm sorry. I really do feel that way. I really do, because like the shooter
those same 3 for me, but I put Chelsea's value a little higher. But again, when you're having these type of debates,
I do.
That shows how good they are. And then you have Candace Parker, and I didn't mention this.
And then KP, like, come on.
Yeah.
You got a lot of options. You got a lot of options. And honestly, it's just it's too hard.
It shows the difference. Like where we want Atlanta to get to, like this exercise and everything. Because our big 3 is obvious. You can't really argue any other players besides those 3. No one enters the argument. No one.
Nope.
Like Nia's a great role player. She love the signing. D-Rob again, great role player, knows what she's doing, but no one touches Ryan Leash and Cheyenne. And that's going to be the biggest difference to us reaching the level of the Aces and everything. So.
Exactly. Because they're just sitting there at this moment.
LA.
This is hard. It's harder than I thought it was going to be.
So I agreed with how they were using players. I put the 3. And Jewel is not joining the Aces. Be quiet, Mr. K. No. You are not getting us off track. Just no.
Nope.
But
dream on, baby.
I agree with the order, too, and what they get field goal attempts. NECA 14.3, Canada 10.2, and Lexi 9.8.
Yep.
Like, exactly like it. So.
Absolutely. I feel like it is what it is. Like, sell the Spartans. Just trade get NECA the hell out of Dodge, please.
And that's what I was going to bring up with LA. Just because they're using the best 3 players on the team and they're getting the touches and scoring opportunities does not lead to success. And they are running out of time. They are. But, yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna have a little tiny mini rant because
you're fine.
I was listening to the Spaces last night, right? And it was very, very, and I have to say that I am very objective about the people that I love. So they were saying that NECA, like, if NECA wants to be a champion, she's gonna have to go back to being the second option. And I completely agree with that. I wholeheartedly believe that at this point in time, with what we've seen the last 2 seasons, I cannot definitively say that she is a great first option.
But who on the Sparks roster would take over that?
Nobody.
First option? Exactly.
Nobody. And that's why we're getting what we're getting. She needs to be paired with another superstar. Like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It can't. The reason it worked for a small fraction of time in 2019 when Candace was out was because she still had Chelsea Gray.
Yep.
She still had Elena Beard. She still had her sister, and she was healthy. So I'm just saying, I love her to death. I think she's a great player. No doubt a top 10 player right now. I'll say she's a top 10 player. Of course she is. But at this point in the game, with your prime waning the way it is, she needs superstar help.
And I think it's safe to say this when Aaron's not here. But like CP3 played a role on that Chicago Sky, like integral role. They don't win the championship without her, but she was not first. And that's what NECA needs. She's not going to go anywhere with
Skylar
as her as the first option. Why is she going to go there? Like, why would you go to a NECA-less LA? I don't get it, but okay.
Whoops.
I clip that for Aaron. But
please.
But I just said the integral for Chicago. Anyway, moving on to Minnesota. It's similar to LA, and like they're a fringe. Like they're probably going to make the playoffs.
I hope not.
But them using the 3 players that they do, there's only so high you're going to go. Like Collier is obviously hands above everybody else on the roster. Then you have Diamond Miller and Kayla McBride, and I honestly think that's how it should go. I think it's pretty clear those are the 3. Cheryl Reeves.
I mean, clearly, because that's the only thing that's... I mean, I can't...
I was going to hold this in, but I'm sorry. Don't summon Beetlejuice. Come on. Anyway.
But honestly, we summoned our ass because we was talking shit about her team. They were 0-6, and we were having a great time. Like,
we really were.
They suck, and they're going to suck all year. And then here we go. Freaking Reed.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say on the Lynx, but I think Collier and Miller are going to be a pretty good duo for a bit if they can build around them and everything. And
I hate it.
I love Diamond Miller, but around the Collier, I'm in between. I have not seen, if you know the discussions that have been had. I have not seen tweets from a certain individual to raise that hate for me.
How great for you. How great for you. I love that for you. But yes,
New York.
I can tell you who it should be.
Who should it be?
Who should it be? To me, it would be Stewie, Naj, and Johannes. That's who it should be. To me. I just don't see no way around it. If I had Rain of that team.
Do you know who's taking the third most shot attempts on the Liberty right now? They are doing a career high.
Don't you tell me, because I already know. It's the cover lady, right?
No. She's at more, obviously she's second on the team at 12.7. That's expected, but this third person is not going to be expected. Career high, they are averaging 9.6 attempts per game. Courtney Vandersloot. Jonquel Jones is at 8.1. The previous 3 seasons for Jonquel were 10.4, 13.8, and 11.4. And she's a great passer.
Yes, but why is she shooting?
But shots? So much? Exactly. And this is my problem.
Oh, God.
It's because they've made their focus of being a super team or title contending team, whatever they want to be called, around their backcourt instead of around Jonquel and Stewie. Hands down, it should be around their free. So insert whatever guard you want. If you want to say Sabrina, Liberty fans, sure. But Jonquel and Stewie not being hands down the top 2, the focal point of that offense. It's not right.
And that's why Sandy that's why they're gonna lose, because Sandy does not get that. I'm telling y'all, the Liberty will go as far as their coach will let them go. And she's not very confident when it comes to putting this stuff together.
First round.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I was just putting a 1 for first round. So
yes, absolutely.
But yeah, that's pretty straightforward. People have heard our view a lot on that.
Yep.
Phoenix.
Ciao. Really, I could have this because I was over this one. Phoenix is it's a mess.
I don't know. I guess go with the 3. BG and Taurasi are literally 1 field goal attempt apart a game. So move that up for BG, and then who cares who takes the other shots? Tank it.
And get Skyler out of there.
So this is how I determined it. I went with people that had a contract. So DT has a contract next season, and Mariah. So just go with those 3. Get them as many good vibes as possible for next season. So that's what I went with. So what did you do with your 3?
I just threw darts at a wall. That's what I did.
Okay.
Wherever it landed. I don't have nothing for you. I really don't. That was the one that frustrated me the most, because I'm like, what the hell? Everybody is neck and neck. It's just a mosh podge of craziness. I don't even care. Let's go to the next one.
Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
I think the order on this is correct, but the third player has not been in the starting lineup consistently. But Jewel is at 19.4 field goal attempts. That makes sense.
I mean, shoot it. Keep on.
McGore's at 10.9. And then Horston's at 8.3, and that's coming off the bench. Put her in the starting lineup. There's no excuse.
Please.
No excuse.
It does not
but
make sense.
If they somehow get Jewel to come back and they get a star, those 4 is not a bad, and then you get a draft pick too, a lottery pick this season. You get a star and a lottery pick, all of a sudden, this team's not looking too bad. So.
You're absolutely right.
And again, they did the rebuild the best out of any of these teams because they're playing young stars.
Because they did what they were supposed to. Yes.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, Jewel Brink that would be incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Washington, I actually discussed this with Lakin earlier, and they're another team when the target manager is putting things in the right department and not calling for everybody to go on break at the same time that are key contributors to I'm going to stop this analogy. But anyway, needless to say, don't take Shakira, EDD, and Sykes out at the same time in the fourth quarter. If you can make those decisions, if you can make those right decisions, and I'm shocked to say this, but Tosh has been playing at a really high level the last 2 games. If she can play close to what she
Not
has,
on my watch. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But if she can play at least decently close to what she's playing at, and Ariel, EDD, and Shakira come back, this team could be a threat. So
could be, they will be, if we quiet as a kid, because the only reason that they're just like muddling through, like they're just going through the motions right now is because they're down 3 key players. Like it's just imagine when everybody comes back together. Like that's gonna be.
But we're just going to be mad and yelling because even when they were there, they weren't using them properly, and they were choosing to be shorthanded in situations. So start from game 1 where they had the Liberty in hand after 3 quarters, and then they're like, hey, you know what? Let's switch it up. Anyway. Shatori's been good too, but my 3 were. I went EDD, Slim, and Shakira.
We on the same damn page. Look at us. Because honestly, yes.
Wow.
The way Slim has been. Listen, I told y'all about Slim, and here we are.
Yep, you did.
Here we are. Y'all can go back and look at the videos. Y'all didn't believe. I told y'all
multiple times. I think she is the player you brought up the most out of the non-dream players that was going to step up this season. So
yes, and here we are. Flowers.
But
send them.
All right, we are going to go through these really quick. There's not going to be analysis.
Oh yeah, there's not going to be analysis at all. Let me pull it up real quick.
But we will just end on our power rankings. Okay. I always have it on notes on my phone.
Yeah, I should have just put it on my phone, but of course I had to be fancy and put it on my laptop. Here we go.
Okay. We'll start from the bottom.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of change for me again. Honestly, I just want to skip ahead to next week where the Dream beat the Liberty, and then I can have a better time. But Storm 12th.
Yep. Same.
Okay. Fever 11th.
I have the Mercury 11th.
Okay.
That's where they should be, but
that's where they should be. But I'm just really mad that the Fever should be better. They haven't won in a long time now. Like what is it? 8 games? 8 games in a row they've lost.
They had a win in between.
They did. Okay. It just feels like a lot.
Yeah, it does feel like a lot. They had a win in there somewhere. But
and the Mercury beat the Sun. Like I put them at 10th because they.
I feel that. I got the Sparks there.
Oh, that just made myself mad all over again. We lost to the Sun after they lost to the. Let me just move on.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. 9 Sparks.
I can't put them there. I wanted to, but I couldn't because 8 straight. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm so sorry. I had to let one go. I had to let a fuck go. But yeah, but I have the Fever at 9.
You have the Fever at 9. Okay, and then the Sparks at 10. Okay.
Yeah,
I see it. Because even with Lexi back in the lineup and she was hitting her timely shots, it wasn't enough to win against Minnesota. They were in a position to win the game at the end, but when it's just putting you in a position to win against one of those teams, that's not a good sign. And the thing about it is,
it's not a good sign. With that in particular, it was like they got down so quickly in the first half that it was just like y'all had
Oh,
to dig
that was
yourself
so
out way
bad.
too much.
Mm-mm.
But anyway,
8 Chicago.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
7 Minnesota.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
6 Washington.
Yep.
Dang, well, we have been very similar. 5. I put Atlanta.
Same.
Okay.
I feel like the rest of this is gonna be the same.
It is. 4 Dallas.
Chicken nuggets. Yes. Yep.
Yep. 3 New York.
I actually have the Sunday.
Well, we switched on the Liberty and Sun. It's me cheating off notes. Get out of here. Anyway, Liberty and Sun, you've had them at 2, I've had Sun. Yeah, we've had that most of the season.
Yeah,
I just can't.
Yeah.
I am petty. When there is a chance, when I can have an argument to move the Liberty down lower, I'm going to do it. So there is still an argument to be made. The Sun beat the Aces and the Liberty haven't stayed within 15. So,
true.
And number 1 are the 21-2 Aces. So,
yes.
So, yeah.
Pretty easy.
But the dream can skyrocket, beat who you're supposed to handily,
yes,
and beat the Liberty. Do those things.
Absolutely. Let's make it happen. Please.
And I just want to say again, the intensity for that game is going to be through the rails because Ryan was already tweeting about it. We'll see you on this stage.
And she's on IG right now. Her and Alicia are on IG, and I'm upset. But don't worry, we're on our way, Queens. I saw the notification.
I missed the first one too.
I know. Man. They'll be on by the time we get off. Yeah.
Someone pulls a Hawkins. Oh! I caught you.
Oh, you caught it. So never mind. I'm not gonna say that out loud.
I'm not gonna say it, but anyway, yes, we will give props. I know Amber doesn't like giving props to Hawkins a lot, but props to Hawkins for the play in the fourth quarter. If you know, you know. And yeah, Amber's still rolling around. I think she has allergies or something, but it's okay. She'll work through them. But that was fun as always, y'all. We had to rush it a little at the end. Our apologies. We just got really stuck on the Indiana Fever because they're upsetting us. But
we had to cuss. Yeah, we had to cuss real quick. Well, I had to cuss.
She had to cuss. I had to cuss in my own way. But yeah.
I'm sorry.
Boulder Dash,
Boulder Dash. You caught me off guard with that one. I was like, what the hell? But I totally got what you were saying, friend. It's all good. It's all good. I'll cuss for you. It's fine.
Thanks. I appreciate it. But yeah,
gotcha.
I hope you do not have to cuss for me and use your belt for me tomorrow. Don't make us do a stream. But
listen, I will. I don't want to, but I will. Period.
But yeah, join us on Playback. We are literally on every day, except for Saturday where there's no games. So we are literally on.
So we got a day off. Oh, I'm going to the movies on Saturday. I'm gonna be. I would have earned it by then. Going to the movies,
y'all,
all right.
Just assume when there's games, we're there. So hop
Pull
on.
up.
We have a great time. Yeah. Oh yeah, really quick story. I was talking about. I was ranting about Mabry with Lakin, and my autocorrect changed it to Mantegna, even though I spelled it right and put in Mabry. When I hit enter, it changed it to Mantegna, so Mabry is Mantegna.
Wow.
So,
wow.
I'm gonna try to get that trending. So
wow. Just like Georgia Tech alum Monique Billy.
Who?
Georgia Tech alum Monique.
Oh, Georgia Tech. Yeah. Yep.
Who knew?
South Carolina, Haley Jones. Yep.
I mean, just all these. Y'all need to get y'all shit right. Y'all need to get y'all shit together. All of y'all. Bally
It's
Sports,
unacceptable.
ESPN, Get your shit together, please, because there's no reason I should have the screenshots. I have the screenshots. I have both screenshots now.
You really do. Shout out to Mr. K. Yep.
Yes.
Getting that clip.
The first one, I didn't have one, but this one, I did my damn self because I could not believe my eyes.
And I missed it until I saw your screenshot. I'm like, no. It's terrible.
Yes.
But anyway, we'll end on Go Dream.
Go Dream.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. And we will talk to you all later.
See y'all later.
Bye.